Hey geeks, and welcome back to Girl Geek headquarters. So this week I have a movie review. I got to go to a movie screening on Wednesday of Ghostbusters. I know it did come out on Thursday night or Friday. And honestly, I loved it. I know I'm being extremely biased. I grew up watching Ghostbusters 2. When I was 2 years old, I actually had action figures of the Ghostbusters characters, and I used to call them Go-Butters all the time, and I always carried them with me. I even had the little car, and I loved Ghostbusters. So for me, I was so pumped when I heard about the release of the movie earlier last year. And seeing it in person, I was amped, and it fulfilled all of my dreams. There was a couple things that I think could have been done better. For example, there are 4 Ghostbusters, and the first 2 characters, that's Kristen Wiig and Megan McCarthy, their characters are, I guess, the main 2, which would be similar to Bill Murray's character and Dan Aykroyd in the actual, Ghostbusters, the original. So those 2 characters, they really focused on them and their friendship, and the other 2 that were there, I mean, they didn't even focus on them very much. They were just kind of secondary, almost tertiary characters that kind of moved the story along, but I wish they could have developed them as well. Other than that, also, so Chris Hemsworth, I love him as Thor. I have such a big crush on Chris Hemsworth, and he is in the film. Sorry, my cat is walking on the desk. He was in the film as their receptionist, Kevin, and he was hilarious just because his character was meant to be, and they really bashed on him. And I mean, at first it was kind of funny. Yes, he's this hot model-esque, receptionist that's just supposed to answer phones, and they hire him for his good looks in essence, but it was kind of overdone about how stupid he was. And it was, at some point you're like, come on, like, can we move it along, or can we talk about something else? Or it was kind of a repetitive joke that stopped being funny over time. So yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed it. It was very campy. It was true to the original. There's a lot of Easter eggs or little snippets that were added in, little hidden gems, if you will, of things that are recalled from number 1 and 2. So it was definitely, I definitely feel as if it's worth your time to go see in theaters. It's getting a lot of flack because people are saying, oh, it's sexist, and they're only doing it because there's underrepresentation of women all cast films. And I mean, yes and no. I can see both sides, but ultimately it's a fun comedy movie. Everything is kind of coming back from the past now, because that's what you do. You just rehash old crap. But I mean, I think it did what it was supposed to do. So I definitely enjoyed watching it, and I think that others that go in open-minded and don't take into account everything else, just go and be entertained for almost 2 hours. And honestly, it's pretty worth it to go and see. Coming up, I have 2 movie screenings this week. The first is Lights Out. I've seen a couple of trailers just because they play before some movies that I've seen in theater, so I have some exposure to it. I don't do well with horror movies. I used to in the past, and then as you grow up and you don't live in your parents' house anymore, and you have to take care of your damn self, and things start getting really scary, especially paranormal, or things are completely out of your control. So I am kind of looking forward to seeing it, I guess. On Tuesday this week, I'm going to see Ab Fab. I know of the series from BBC, Absolutely Fabulous, but I have yet to watch an entire episode. I know just kind of surface level of what it entails, but honestly not very much. And then this Wednesday is the Star Trek Marathon. I am so excited to see Star Trek, the third movie that's coming out. I have been almost counting the days because I love that. I love the TV show. I love the film franchise. I honestly can't wait. So Cinemark is doing, they have one location here in Sacramento that is doing all three movies, 1, 2, and the new one, that is coming out. And so Wednesday, I actually got to flip my schedule around a little bit at work, and luckily I get to go partake, and I cannot wait. I might get some footage for a quick little video, and honestly, I'm really pumped about that. So it's gonna be this Wednesday, 4:30 starts the first movie, the second movie starts at 7, and then the new one starts at 10. So I've done the Marvel movie marathon, which was in essence, I think it was like 18 hours, the first one that I went to. So I'm used to doing these, you know, kind of longer marathons in theater. This one is only, oh God, I think it's only like 8 hours or like just under 8. So it's not going to be too bad, but I'm still really excited to see that. Other than the movie thing that's going on, I have an announcement. We have some new members that are joining Girl Geek headquarters. My friend, my dear friend Chelsea, is going to be a co-contributor. She's going to be writing some content as well as coming into some of the videos here, and then on top of that, she is going to be my podcast co-host. So I'm really excited to bring Chelsea onto the team. My other friend Manny, he is more behind the scenes. He's kind of our marketing guy. He's gonna help do some Webmaster stuff so we can have a nice clean site for you guys to see all of our content. And I'm really excited to have both of them on the Girl Geek headquarters team. They're part of my squad, if you will, and it's just going to help bring more content, more streaming, you know, audio, visual, some content to the site, you know, so you can read some more reviews. So I'm really happy to announce that our team is growing. In addition to the team, so here's a quick podcast update. We had a meeting yesterday. We have planned out quite a few exciting episodes that are going to be coming out. We are still getting a timeline together, but anticipate our first podcast to be dropped the first week of September. So that's coming up. August is a very full month, and that kind of goes into my next topic. So this upcoming events that are in August. So we are going to Disneyland. I love Disneyland. Manny and I are actually taking a trip for his birthday to celebrate his birthday out there. And then StocktonCon is coming up August 20th and 21st. We have been graciously accepted as a press, so we're going to have some coverage of that. We're trying to nail down some interviews. I'm really hoping that we can interview Warf from Star Trek Next Generation. So hopefully we can get access to him to ask a couple of questions. And in addition to StocktonCon, August is very busy for us coming up. And then September we put in an application for San Francisco Comic-Con to cover it. Otherwise, we're still going, and we'll get some good, you know, material for you guys to take a look at. Stay tuned for Star Trek. We're going to talk about that in a video, and keep an eye out for the reviews on the site at girlgeekhq.com. There's going to be a review for Ab Fab and Lights Out, and then next week I'm going to bring you a video of what the hell is Pokemon Go. I know it's blasphemy to say that in front of you geeks, but I know literally nothing about Pokemon. I never played it growing up. The video games, I never played the card game. I know nothing about Pokemon. Chelsea and Manny are going to school me next weekend, so keep an eye out for that. Leave a comment below if you want to see any other topics of us covering outside of, you know, movie screening or movie reviews and, you know, kind of general pop culture. Let me know what you think, or if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover. Chelsea is going to be maybe playing some games for you guys. So if you have any suggestions for video games you would want to see her play, leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.